Hey guys, and welcome back to Head Up Rugby League. Today, unfortunately, we're missing Josh for the first time ever on this podcast. He's come down with a bit of a flu, so me and Liam are going to be taking over the podcast today. How's it going, Liam?
Oh, it's always a good day when Joshy's not here. We can just insult him and he won't even know it. So it's pretty good. But we've got an interesting podcast here today. A good idea. Was it? Did you mention this, or was it Josh that mentioned it?
It was kind of like 50-50. We were trying to think of video ideas, and we both kind of went down the same track, and this ended up being it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to name our favorite player from every single NRL team. So I think this will be pretty interesting and fun to watch. So I think we should jump straight into it. By the way, we're going from the bottom of the table to the top. So do you want to get started with your Titans pick, Liam?
This is hard because I only know a couple in there, but I'm gonna go. I think we've got the same here. I'm gonna go for Feeder.
We actually don't have the same on the first one.
Don't have the same.
No, I actually went with the other Queenslander, Tino Farmer Sawali.
Oh, that's a good pick. I know a few of those players, but I just don't know too many. And I was like, I just had to pick for Feeder in that instance. But yeah, nah. You just had to go just because of Queensland, didn't you?
Yeah, and just rumble that he started Payne Haas. I'm a very, very vocal Payne Haas hater. And he obviously captains the club, and he's a young guy, so it's pretty mean to watch.
Just speaking about the Titans, do you believe the rumors about Payne Haas is going to end up at the Titans?
Nah, I think he'll sign Brisbane now that they're winning. He obviously signed an extension when they were losing, and now that they're winning, I can't see him leave.
That's true. All right, the next pick we've got the Tigers. Who have you got?
Mine's actually a bit of a homer pick here. I've gone James Tarmo. He was a start on the Cowboys. He scored a try in the grand final. I don't know, so much love for James Tarmo. Coolest guy in person as well. Took so much time out of his day. So it makes you like a player. So couldn't go anyone else. Who have you gone for the Tigers?
I've had him on my fantasy team all year, and he's just a machine. He was a machine at Mount Smart. And I'm probably going to mess up his last name, but, I've gone Joe Offengowan. He's just, the player is unbelievable. I just love him, man. Every run, he'll just give 100%. And I think he's definitely one of my favorites from the Tigers.
To be honest, I feel like for you it was between him and Simpkin.
Oh.
But I would have been gutted if you went Simpkin because I love your connection to Joe Offengowan.
I just honestly, he was like, I didn't pick him in the draft, and then he was traded and he was getting like 80 points a game and no one was picking him up. And I'm like, I'll scab him like round 3. And then every week he's just been getting like 60, 70, 80. And in one week he got like 120 points. And I'm like, fuck, he's the man. So fuck yeah, it should be. Hopefully get some more points for me against my finals person this week. So we'll see how that goes.
I do definitely think that super coach and fantasy really likes you like a player more when they're scoring well. I have an instance of that a bit later on, and I'll mention him when he comes up. All right, so we're moving on to your favorite team, the Newcastle Knights. Who is your favorite Newcastle Knight, Liam?
Now, this is so. I was thinking, I was definitely gonna go with Tuala. But now I'm all obviously I obviously want to pick Ponga as well. But then again, if I pick Ponga, everyone's going to say I'm bandwagoning. He's the best in the team. Blah blah blah. But you know what? I'm gonna go. Oh, this is tough. No, I think I'm definitely going to stick with my first pick of Nari Tuala. I just think on the wing he's just a machine, and the moustache he's got going on he's looking good at the moment, man. He's looking good.
I've been saying for years, sexiest man in league, I'm telling you. And that brings me on to my next point. This is our first one that we've got the same limb. I've also gone Inari Tawala. So it was between him and Clifford for me, you know, as a Cowboys fan, but I always had so much love for Tawala. Coolest guy in person as well. Like, I definitely had to go with him.
Definitely. All right, we're moving on to the Vodafone Warriors. Oh, it's going to be a tough one. Who have you got, Connor?
If I could pick no one, I would.
That's a good shout.
But this is another homer pick. I promise these end after this one. I've gone with Dejan Arce.
Oh,
Him on the Cowboys was a sleeper. Like, he obviously didn't get too many minutes, but he was also always a player that I just looked up to, and I thought his game was pretty spectacular as a youngin. So yeah, I'm going Dejan Arce. That's my last homer pick, guys. Don't come at me.
Until we get to the Cowboys.
Oh, that's homer.
Wow, yeah, the Warriors is tough to pick, man, because they got some good players, but man, picking a favorite out of them it's quite tough. So, I'm not going to be a bandwagon and go the likes of Sean Johnson or Reece Walsh or all of them. I'm gonna go Adam Fanua-Blake. He's such a leader in that team, and he's so good on the ball. I think he's got to be my favorite out of there. Just an inspiration to watch off and on the field.
Yeah, Blake's definitely a unit, just someone you don't want running at you ever, bro.
All right. Well, moving on.
Yeah, mate. Who have you got for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs?
Now, this is a tough one between two. I was thinking either Ed O'Carr on the wing, or I was thinking Matt Burton. And I always liked Matt Burton at the Panthers, but he never really got much game time because of obviously Cleary. But I'm gonna have to move away from Burton and go back to Ed O'Carr, the fastest man in the NRL. He is insane. Honestly, I thought he was getting to the end of his career this year, because in the first couple games you saw him, he was playing, he wasn't really up to it, wasn't really enjoying it. He'd get on a breakaway and then he'd slow down, and his top speed, I think, was like under 30 for the whole, well, not under 30, it was like under 27 or 26. He was like pretty slow. But then he just came out of the blue the other week and getting 30.8 or whatever it was. And I'm just like, he's just proven a point that he's still the fastest man out there. So definitely got to be him.
Yeah, well, I reckon Josh Addo-Carr and Matt Burton, and both not a bad shout at all. But I've gone with a forward. A third forward. I've gone with Tavita Pangai Jr. Yeah. I feel like he's one of those players that you love when he's in your team, but then you hate playing him. Like, it's just a grub. But I love watching Tavita Pangai play.
He's bloody great.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on. The Bulldogs don't have them.
Now, who have you got for the Dragons? I have to go for a homer here, but we'll go for you first. So who have you got for the Dragons?
I've gone Tyrell Sloan.
Oh yeah.
Hey. I always rated him, and he's just a young gun that I love watching. Yeah. I love watching young guns. So who'd you go?
I rate that pick. That's actually I wasn't thinking you were going to go there, but I thought you might have gone the likes of Ben Hunt or someone like that. But bloody Queensland guy who clutched stuff in the game 3. But I have to stick with my boy Jaden Sewer. He and the family. So gotta support the bro. So Jaden Sewer is definitely a machine.
Ben Hunt's got to be one of the clutchest players in the league, bro. He won Queensland the Origin Series. He won the Cowboys the Grand Final. Like, he's just so clutch.
It's sort of like a couple of years ago, he was put down a lot because he was making so many mistakes, had a couple of bad years in a row. But now he's just like just proved that he's just as good as he used to be, and he's just insane, especially in Origin. He's such a different player when it comes to Origin.
It's so weird because you watch the Dragons games and he's like so crucial, but then you don't hear much about him behind the scenes. But then also he's in ladder, so it's like I guess I just don't look too much into the Dragons, but he's obviously killing it for them and good on him.
Most definitely.
All right, should we move on?
All right, who have you got for the Sea Eagles?
I want to hear who you've got for the Sea Eagles first here, Liam.
This is tough. I'm gonna have to go. Oh, this is tough. I want to go Jacob Saab just because of how good he is on that wing. But then I want to then again stick with my fantasy pick of Daly Cherry Evans. So I'm sticking with fantasy. Daly Cherry Evans, the captain. He's honestly, especially I must love him just as well as Queensland as well. Gone with a few Queensland picks this week, but he's just unreal on the ball. Like he can have a magical week. I think he's got to be one of the best in his position. He is superb.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I like about your two picks is you named the two drafts. You got the guy that's as tall as a giraffe and runs like a giraffe. And then you got the other guy who's got the neck like a giraffe. So I think I know, if we're doing animals, I think I know who you'd pick.
Who have you got, mate?
Well, I'm pretty sure you and Josh know. My favourite Manly player is Morgan Harper.
Yeah.
He's had a tough year, but I've just liked him since he's been coming up. So, yeah, Morgan Harper's a Manly player, so.
Yeah, I definitely would have thought you would have done that one. I didn't see anyone else, but yeah. All right, now who have we got? Moving on to the Raiders. So who have you got for the Raiders here, Connor?
This was one of the ones where I was stuck between a few people. Like I obviously love Jack Whiten. I like Matt Samoa. There's a few players that I really like in that Canberra side, but I decided to go with the Englishman, Elliott Whitehead.
Elliott, yeah.
He's kind of like an older Wade Graham, from back. So yeah, I liked the way that Wade Graham played. So Whitehead's the closest thing to that. How about you?
Oh, see, this is quite hard. I was going through and I was thinking this team. There was two players that I was thinking between. And it was Rapana and Josh Papali'i. So I got to back Rapana just how good he is with the Raiders. I'm loving my wingers at the moment. I just keep picking a winger. I must be my position that I want to play in the NRL. Sign me up. Gotta pick him just as superb for the Raiders, the Kiwis. He's just an absolute legend. So yeah, gotta definitely pick him. And what? All right, moving on to the next one. Who have we got?
Who have you got for the Roosters, Liam? There's a few options in this team, I felt like.
Yeah, definitely. Now going to fantasy, my captain every week has been Tedesco. But then again, I don't know. I do love the likes of Sam Walker. So I'm going to step away from fantasy, even though fucking Tedesco is, I reckon, well, at the moment, currently, he's the best fullback because Tommy Turbo's injured. So, yeah, but I'm definitely going Sam Walker here. I just think he's unreal. Hasn't been getting many fantasy points for me, so a bit of dislike towards him there. But just the work he does for the Roosters is unreal, and just a bit unfortunate that team hasn't clinged together because they've got some bloody good players on their team. So yeah, we'll see how they do.
This just shows how much fun players they have to watch, because you mentioned the likes of Tedesco and Walker, and I was in between another two.
Oh, who have you got?
I was torn so much between Joseph Manu and the other Joseph Sawali.
Yeah.
But when it came down to it, I was discussing it with Bryce, and I decided to go Joseph Sawali.
Yes, yes.
He's the young guy you've watched grow up, and he's just like an NRL stud. And like he'll probably be like a New South Wales player that we watched the debut, we watched him grow as a person, and I feel like that's such a special story to have. And I back him all the way. I love Sawali.
I instantly, when I was looking at that Roosters team, I instantly could never pick Joseph Manu just because of fantasy. Was it round 2 or round 3? The biggest mistake I have ever made in NRL fantasy. I traded Joseph Manu out to Josh, and he's just been a superstar for him every week now. He was so shit the first like 3 weeks. He was getting like 20 points a game, and I was like, nah, get rid of him. So many better wingers in the league, and now he's just getting like 80, 90 to 100 points every week. So I can rookie mistake on my half. But yes, enough about my mistakes. We're going to move on to the Rabbitohs. Now, I heard there was a few players on this team that you thought you could pick. So who have you got?
Yeah, this one came down to a few names like Cam Murray, obviously Trell Mitt, Alex Johnson, but I actually went a different route.
Yeah,
and I went with Kalol Matangi. I think that guy's just a unit, bro. I love watching him every week. Hey, he's just a beast. I just love watching him, bro. Like he runs that forward pack. So yeah, I'm going Matangi. And some of the interviews that I've seen of him, like after games, like chilling with fans, he just seems like such a chilled, laid back guy that just would listen to 1-4 gymming and just he's just a unit, bro. Who have you gone for the Rabbitohs?
Oh, that is a big tough decision because they got some bloody great players in there like Cam Murray, Cody Walker, Alex Johnson, even Cody Nikorima. But it's gonna be it's quite hard. I do see we're struggling to find just one player, but yeah, I think just with the success he's had at the Rabbitohs, I have to go with Alex Johnson. That player is unbelievable, and yeah, I just love seeing him on the ball. Anytime on the ball, something magic's going to happen. So yeah, it's definitely got to be him.
Could not agree more. All right, up the table. We're moving on to the top 6. All right, we got the Parramatta Eels. We were talking about this one before the podcast, saying that this was one of the toughest ones to pick. Yeah. I think they have the same one possibly on this one. Yeah, this is my super coach one. Who have you picked away?
Well, I was deciding between the halfback and the 5'8" of Mitchell Moses and Dylan Brown. So those two, I just love that combination. I think it's one of the greatest in the league. It's the two of them together work so well together. But I'm gonna go Mitchell Moses. I think I like him more than Dylan Brown here in my eyes. But yeah, what have you got? Have you gone the same or have we gone different?
I can confirm that we have two of the same. Oh. I love Mitch Moses, bro. Like he just gets so much hate. I just love him as a player. Like game last week was superb. Like 40-20 after 40-20.
I don't get why he gets so much hate though. He's such a great player. I guess he's one of those players where just everyone, you hate him playing against you, but if he's in your team, like you said, you love him. So
yeah, I feel like since he's out for the rest of the regular season, everyone's going to see how much of a difference he actually makes to that team. Prayers up for Mitch Moses.
Yeah. So, all right. Moving on. We only have 5 more to go. We're going to go to the Brisbane Broncos. Now, they've made a bloody good season so far. So, all right. Who have you got here?
For this one, I've gone for the man on the wing, the Queenslander, the man himself, Selwyn Cobbo.
Selwyn, what a player. In my fantasy team at the moment as well. I'm loving him, man. I'm loving him. I definitely see where you got that from.
The kid's an absolute stud. Like the roof's is ceiling for that guy. Eh?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I just don't know who to go here. Like, honestly, like the players on that team. But I think I'm gonna go a bit different here. I'm gonna go Katoni Staggs. There's just so many players in there I'd love to pick. I love to pick the likes of Reynolds or Mead, Capewell, but Katoni Staggs in my eyes just stands out every game. He's a bloody unit, so definitely gonna go him.
All right, now we move on to the top four. The Melbourne Storm are actually in fourth right now. Who have you got for this one, Lee?
To be fair, this was my toughest one. If I had to pick out any of them, just because I've got so many. Oh my, Jesse Bromwich, Brandon Smith, Cam Munster, Papa Pappenhausen. I don't know. Oh, I have a feeling you might have to pick Harry Grant since you saw him over the weekend. But it's a tough one. They've got so many good players in their team, and they're always so good. They just keep producing quality talent. But I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna go a different route. I'm gonna do a different route from them. Actually, I've just thought I'm gonna back my Kiwi boy and go Brandon Smith. So yeah, I gotta stick with him. I think he's a legend. So yeah.
That's a pretty safe bet. He's from New Zealand and he's hilarious off the field, so you can't really go. So mine was torn between two. Originally it was a few more, but I brought it down to Munster just because I Munster what he did for Queensland.
Yeah.
And then I met Harry Grant, Jerome Hughes, and Cooper Johns last weekend, and they were all hilarious. So it kind of like divided my pick. But I'm gonna stick with Cam Munster just because I love Cam.
I love him in Queensland. He just controls that field. He's just a legend. And but then again, it just proves that he's such a good player for Queensland. Does so much, but he's not one of those players that'll make a big difference if we needed him or not. But when he does turn up, he does show what he's there to do and what he can do. So bloody hell, he's a legend in Queensland. But yeah, moving on to the top three, the Cronulla Sharks. Who have you got here?
The Cronulla Sharks. I've actually gone with it's my second Kiwi. I've gone with Ronaldo Mulitalo.
Yeah. What a player. But unfortunately, he couldn't play for Queensland. But he's a beast in there. Now I'm just gonna go a fan favorite of the Sharks. I'm gonna go ice baby, Nekker Hines. He is just his hairdo, the works on and off the field. He's so cool, so ice cold. Such a player.
That sounds like a bit of a man crush, Elliot. Is this?
Oh, you gotta look at that hair, man. Look at that hair. There, he is just a fire. He could be up in contention for the sexiest NRL player. We'll have to. We might have to do a bachelor of the NRL for one of our podcasts and see who's the sexiest NRL player.
He's single. We might have to do like a head up bachelorette or something.
Get him on the podcast, see if he's keen.
Yeah. Get Lehman.
All right. Moving on. Your team, the Queensland Cowboys. I'll let you start this one off just because it's your team.
Hold on, I'm feeling thirsty. I'm going with drink water. Hit the gun. You can't even at me that he's not a top 3 fullback, bro. Come on, this season he's top 3 easily. It's a stud. I've been a fan of him for the longest. And Scott, it was between, there was just so many. Your team have like a little attachment to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
But I think if he falls out of form a bit, it might change to like Taulagi or, Dead. And, it kind of switches up all the time. But this minute, it's Scott Drinkwater.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I was debating between Scott Drinkwater and Valentine Holmes. Those are my two. I was definitely going between, but I can confirm that we don't have the same pick for the third time. I've gone Valentine Holmes, a Queensland legend, a Cowboys legend. He's just bloody hell. He's probably going to be one of my favorite players outside of the Knights, just in general. I just love watching him on the ball. He's great, especially what he does for the Cowboys. But yeah.
I totally agree. You let me take that Cowboys one, so we'll give you first pick of the Penrith Panthers. Who is your favourite Penrith Panther to round it out?
I feel like I want to say Cleary, but then, geez, like, I just don't know. There's so many players that I could pick in that Panthers team, but I'm actually gonna stay away from Cleary, obviously. But I'm gonna go my fantasy pick first round, Villalami Kikau. What a player! He's the haircut. He's just on fire. He's just running at him, giving 100%. No one's. You have to take like 4 or 5 players just to stop him. He's just a unit and beast up front. So yeah, definitely gonna go Kikau.
Yeah, that's a great pick there, Liam. Mine's got not much to say about it. I didn't really want to pick one of their New South Wales boys, so kind of narrowed you. I ended up going with Isaac Taygo. I don't know. I have a lot of young guns that I'm excited to watch coming up in my list, just because it's like players that I've backed since they first started in the league, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be all right. And it goes either way, like hit or miss, and he's been a hit. So yeah, there you go for that one.
Oh yeah. Well, we've got some interesting picks here. We only had, was it 2 in the end that we had the same? So that's pretty good to see that we've got some diverse thinking between us, and we're not just fans of the same people, but yeah, as you said, Connor, just some great talent to watch upbringing, especially those youngsters, and seeing the talent that they bring already and what they're going to bring in the future. So it's going to be a great next couple of years of NRL to watch, and especially with all the new talent coming around. But yeah, well, we've only got a little bit more time, so just we're just going to wrap up now. So any more you want to add before we wrap up, Connor?
Nah, it's just when we were talking about the concept for this video, I remember the video that Mr. Luke actually released a few years ago, and these are one of the videos that I like to watch personally. I don't know if like you guys like to watch them, but yeah, we find them truly entertaining to make, just the boys having a yarn, talking a bit of shit while picking out themes. So yeah, just thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah, most definitely. Make sure check out our socials. Head Up Rugby League on Instagram. Head Up Rugby League, YouTube and Spotify, and stay tuned for more content coming out. Thanks, guys.
Peace.